Jackson Road Bridge Case Study. The Jackson Road Bridge over the Nashua River in Harvard, Massachusetts, is typical of many small bridges that cross the rivers and highways in the Northeast. The areas of the bridge most vulnerable to deterioration from the penetration of chlorides and moisture are the expansion joint, the abutment, and the areas along the curb. These critical parts hence require maintenance. This case study is to present the work done on the Jackson Road Bridge. Challenged with ever-decreasing budgets, the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, MassDOT, decided to repair only the most deteriorated parts of the concrete deck of the bridge, contracting the work to the contractor, SPS New England Incorporated. In addition, to protect the new concrete by keeping the moisture out, MassDOT decided to use the dry span system for the deck and patented dry shield system for the expansion joint. It needs to be mentioned here that these systems are specifically designed and engineered by Deck Shield Infrastructure Solutions. Here it also needs to be mentioned that MassDOT did not want to close the bridge for long periods, so the Transportation Department chose to do the repair procedures in separate working periods. In the first phase, the entire wearing surface was milled down to about half its thickness. Then repairs to the concrete deck were performed in those vulnerable designated areas. A temporary patch of asphalt was installed, allowing the bridge to be open to traffic. In the next phase, the temporary asphalt patches were removed, which exposed the repaired concrete. The exposed areas of the repaired concrete were then prepared and cleaned off. Application of the dry span system. A layer of dry prime primer was then applied with a roller. The advantage of applying this primer is that it not only conditions the concrete, but it also enhances the adhesion of the membrane. Next, the dry span membrane was installed on the bridge deck. During this installation, the rolls of the dry span membrane were rolled out and cut to fit. The membrane was then bonded to the deck using a handheld propane-fueled Hawk heater-type torch. At the curb line, a flashing membrane is installed called Curb Flex to protect the curb-deck intersection. Application of dry shield system. At the expansion joint, prior to the installation of the patented dry shield system, a preformed expandable sealant was installed into the gap at the expansion joint. A layer of flex membrane was centered over the preformed expandable sealant. It was bonded on both sides of the joint, leaving an unbonded gap over the preformed expandable sealant. Afterwards, all areas of the expansion joint blockout, as well as the area at the curb line, were covered in dry span membrane. Then centered on the joint, a layer of a steel-reinforced membrane. The armor membrane was bonded to the dry span membrane, providing resistance to shock and compression at the joint area. After complete installation of the waterproofing systems, the entire bridge was paved, and the bridge was opened for traffic. The utilization of Deck Shield waterproofing systems enabled the project to be completed in a timely and cost-effective manner, with expectations that the waterproofing systems will protect the structure for over 20 years. Deck Shield Infrastructure Solutions.